true. This arrow will hit its target.
The isekai genre has exploded. Every season brings another fantasy world, another cozen one, another overpowered main character. And while a few stand out, let's be honest, most of them start to feel the same. But hidden beneath the clones and cliches are shows that tried something different, whether through their characters, themes, or the world they dropped us into. So today, we're looking at 10 isekai anime that slipped through the cracks, underrated, overlooked, or simply forgotten gems that deserve a second look. Let's jump in. At number 10, Arata the Legend. Two boys, one from modern Japan, the other from a mystical kingdom, suddenly switch places. Now trapped in each other's worlds, they must survive political turmoil, ancient magic, and emotional isolation, all while uncovering the reason behind the switch. The dual narrative creates a strong contrast and emotional connection between the characters, making each of their struggles more impactful. It's a layered story about identity and adaptation, with fantasy elements that complement rather than overshadow the characters. Number 9, the wrong way to use healing magic. Is the present prettiest girl in school a fantasy nerd? Wait, that's what it's talked about? Wishing for simplicity, you got something more. A power so grand it's low-key ruining you. Kin Usato, while being a typical mob in his own right, had a life so mundane, it was almost a feat. But then, like a cosmic joke, he gets thrown into a world where everyone's got superpowers and he's just there, hoping he doesn't accidentally summon a squirrel instead of a firestorm. He winds up being a hero, but more like the hero of a sitcom where the main character's always tripping over their own feet. While his friends are wielding swords and casting spells, Kin's got a gift for healing. Imagine being the guy who's always the designated driver, but in a world where everyone's got drunk on magic. Rose, the tough-as-nails captain of the kingdom's rescue team, sees his potential and decides he needs a little training. It's like being forced into boot camp for healing, complete with drills, shouting, and a whole lot of "you're not good enough yet." But Ken's determined. He wants to protect his friends, even if it means becoming the most overpowered healer in the land. Number 8, it's Ixion Saga DT. A gamer is suddenly transported to a fantasy world, and things go wrong almost immediately. The show opens with slapstick, leans into parody, and never really lets up. Characters are exaggerated, the situations are ridiculous, and the pacing is pure chaos. But beneath the absurdity, there's a real story of growth. The protagonist goes from clueless outsider to someone who genuinely cares and acts when it matters. If you enjoy unpredictable comedy with surprising character development, this is a hidden gem. Slide number 7, So I'm a Spider, So White. Isekai is great. You become a beauty bomb, gain the power of a lifetime, and just solo the world like it's nothing. So what happens if you're none of that? What if you're waking up as a spider? Not just any spider, but the kind that's so small, it might as well be a speck of dust. You're surrounded by monsters that could crush you like a bug, and your only weapon is a set of fangs that might as well be a tickle. That's the unfortunate situation our protagonist finds herself in. While her classmates are reincarnated into fancy positions like princes and princesses, she's stuck in a dungeon, weaving webs and hoping she doesn't get eaten before breakfast. But she's not one to give up. She discovers that this new world has a system like an RPG, so she starts leveling up, hunting monsters, and generally trying to survive. It's like playing a survival game, but with real-life consequences. Yet, there are always some power boosts along the way, if you look closely. Wink, wink.
I asked for not a frog, but that's a damn human!
At number 6, we've got Tsukimichi, Moonlit Fantasy. Makoto is summoned to another world to become a hero, but is immediately rejected by the goddess who brought him there. Labeled too ugly, he's cast aside. Alone in the wilderness, he discovers new powers and allies. But instead of seeking revenge, he builds a world of his own, outside the control of the gods. The series balances sharp humor with serious moments and detailed world building. Makoto's journey is about creating meaning on his own terms and redefining what strength really is. Crashing number 5, Recreators. Let's flip the script. you're not the main character in your own life anymore. Silto wakes up one day and finds his favorite anime character, the sassy, sword-wielding Celestia Eupatilia, standing in his living room, confused, ready to kick some serious butts. Talk about fangirl dreams come true, right? But wait, there's more. Turns out, Celestia isn't the only fictional character who's decided to take a vacation from their made-up world. A princely knight, a magical girl, a ruthless brawler, and a whole bunch of other characters are now roaming the streets of Japan, causing chaos and confusion. And then there's Gunpuku no Himegimi, the mysterious woman in military regalia who seems to know everything about the creator's world. It's like she's playing a real-life game of Spot the Anime reference. So, what does a normal high school student do when his world gets invaded by a bunch of fictional characters? Well, he teams up with a librarian NPC, of course. Together, Sota and Metora try to figure out what's going on, while Celestia and the others try to figure out how to get back home. Reality is fractured, and someone shady is behind the scenes. But who?
Concept.
At number 4, we've got reincarnated as a sword. Instead of a hero, the protagonist is reborn as a sentient sword. Soon, he's picked up by Fran, a young beastkin slave with a quiet determination to become stronger and break free from her past. Together, they form a bond of mutual growth and trust. He teaches, she leads, and through combat and companionship, they build a path forward. The action is sharp, the characters are likable, and the emotional core gives the series more weight than its title might suggest. Taking number 3, Tsukimichi. Wow, it actually worked. Life can be really bizarre for some. Makoto Misumi, our hapless hero, was basically a pawn in a cosmic game of chess. His parents, in a moment of questionable parenting, agreed to a deal with a goddess that would send him to another world to be the hero. But the goddess, in a display of divine pettiness, decided he was too ugly to be the face of heroism. So, Makoto sent off to the middle of nowhere, armed with the ability to understand every language except the one that matters. It's like being fluent in Klingon and Elvish, but struggling to order a pizza. But hey, silver linings, right? Turns out, this new world is a magical playground for people like Makoto. His human body, combined with the world's magical energy, is like a superhero factory, pumping out powers faster than a candy machine. And as if that wasn't enough, he becomes the accidental leader of a ragtag group of demi-humans and mythical creatures. But even with all this success, Makoto still yearns for human connection. It's a lonely existence, being the only human in a world of monsters. So he sets out on a quest to find other humans, hoping to prove that even a goddess can't keep fate from bringing people together.
Piercing flames, numerous spears. Fire spear, volley! Delivers.
Number 2, we've got Log Horizon. Thousands of players find themselves trapped inside a popular MMORPG with no way to log out. But instead of just fighting monsters, Log Horizon dives into what it really means to live in a game world. How do you govern a city, negotiate with NPCs, build a working economy? Shiro, the strategist at the center, doesn't chase glory. He builds systems, alliances, and rules that reshape society from the inside. It's smart, deliberate, and filled with political tension, character growth, and strategy-heavy action. Log Horizon treats its world like a real place, and its characters like real people. If you've ever wanted an isekai that feels lived in and thoughtful, this one's a must. Number 1, Fate Grand Order. Nash here! The story follows Ritsuka Fujimaru, a dedicated master working for the Chaldees security organization, whose mission is to prevent humanity's extinction by rectifying distortions in history known as singularities. Accompanied by Mash Kairilite, a unique shoulder-class demi-servant, Ritsuka travels through various pivotal moments in time, summoning and commanding legendary heroes and mythical figures, known as servants, each with their own distinct classes and noble phantasms. The anime delves into their adventures across different historical and fantastical settings, such as ancient Egypt, medieval Europe, and mythical realms, as they battle corrupted forces and formidable antagonists to restore the natural flow of history.
Prepare yourselves.
And that wraps the list. 10 isekai anime that offer something different from the usual formula. If you found something new to watch, consider giving the video a like and subscribing for more anime deep dives. Thanks for watching, and let me know your favorite underrated isekai in the comments.